The film begins with a 7-year-old girl living with her father in a house, but she has never stepped outside. Even though she desperately wants to see the world, her father has sealed off even the windows with newspaper. The only things she can see from a distance are trees, birds, and the sky, but with no movement, making the outside world feel strange and unsettling. She keeps wondering why this is happening, and why her father is keeping her locked inside. He tells her it's because bad people might find them and kill them, so he makes sure to block every opening and source of light. Chloe spends her days doing different activities with her father. He teaches her many things, but at the same time, he hides a lot of secrets from her. One day, she asks if she can have ice cream, but he tells her there is none and that he can't go outside because the last time he did, it was dangerous. While they're playing together, Chloe notices blood coming out of her father's eye. She asks him if that might happen to her one day. He tells her that if it ever does, she must let him know. Later, during a relaxation session, he suddenly yells at her, saying she's not a normal girl. She laughs, thinking he's joking, but he insists she needs to train her senses because it's very important. She then asks him, "If I don't train, will I go to the mountain?" Her father is shocked by what she says, since he never mentioned any mountain before. He starts thinking maybe she talked to someone or reads something from the mail. So he immediately seals all the windows, burns the newspapers, and destroys anything that could give Chloe information. That night, Chloe goes to sleep and draws a cartoon of her mother hugging her on the pillow, saying her mom was never mean to her. Suddenly, she hears a scary noise coming from the storage room. She wakes up, frightened, and goes to check. When she opens the door, she sees a terrifying woman with long hair. They both scream loudly, but Chloe keeps shouting, "Get away from me, you monster!" Then suddenly, everything disappears. She calls her father to check the closet, but they find nothing. It turns out to be just a dream. The next morning, Chloe finds a small book slipped under the door. She grabs it and runs back to her room. The book is about an ice cream truck, which makes her excited and wish she could go outside to buy ice cream. Suddenly, she hears the sound of an ice cream truck. She looks out the window and sees her neighbor, a girl named Harper, buying chocolate ice cream. Chloe starts shouting over and over, "Harper! Bring me ice cream!" She repeats it so many times that Harper actually hears her, comes over, knocks on the door, and gives her some ice cream. As Chloe opens the door to take it, her father suddenly appears. Harper says she brought the ice cream for Chloe, and he's shocked that she knows her name. Then Nancy, Harper's mother, shows up and apologizes for the disturbance. When she sees Chloe, she greets her, but the father quickly pulls Chloe inside, shuts the door, and punishes her by locking her in the closet. Inside the closet, Chloe lies on the floor and starts imagining Harper with her. She asks her to be her mom, and in her imagination, Harper hugs her and gives her the love she's been missing. Then she suggests they go outside and play, and Harper agrees. After that, they both fall asleep. The next morning, her father opens the closet and apologizes for treating her badly. Chloe tells him that her mom said she could go outside and get ice cream. He tries to scare her, saying ice cream is made from frozen children's bodies. But she doesn't believe him and insists on going out anyway. She calls him a bad father, saying all kids get to play outside except her. Eventually, her father agrees to bring her ice cream at night, but only if she promises not to open the door for anyone else. She agrees and waits for him. When he finally comes back, he rushes inside, terrified and injured. He tells her that bad people were chasing him, and he's bleeding from a wound in his stomach. He starts treating the injury. But when Chloe realizes there's no ice cream, she gets really upset. He tells her he almost died, but she doesn't care and insists she'll go get it herself. He tries to scare her again, but she ignores him and says she wants to live with their neighbor Nancy, Harper's mom. While they're talking, her father suddenly passes out. Chloe takes money from the closet and goes outside for the first time. She heads straight to the ice cream truck, where the driver suggests she come with him so she can try all the different flavors. She agrees and gets in. He takes her to a park and lets her play on the swings. Then he starts testing her, asking what she would do if she felt scared or upset. Suddenly, he pushes her hard in a very disturbing way. Chloe gets scared and screams loudly, and people start looking at her. Then he asks her if she can do something that other people can't. She tells him she's never met people before and doesn't even know what people really means. So he starts telling her about her mother, how she was brave and strong, and that Chloe has many things that make her different from everyone else. At that moment, a police officer shows up to ask about Chloe's screaming. The ice cream truck driver tells him that he's her grandfather, and that they were just playing. But Chloe denies knowing him, so the officer tells the man to raise his hands and stop talking to her, then points his gun at him to arrest him. The ice cream truck driver keeps shouting at Chloe, telling her the officer is a bad person and asking her to make him leave. Chloe starts repeating, "Go away, go away." And suddenly the officer lowers his weapon and walks off without saying a word, exactly like she told him to. The driver is shocked and promises Chloe they'll do lots of special things together. He takes her back to the truck, shows her a picture of her mother, and starts telling her stories about her. Chloe says she wants to keep the photo, and he gives it to her. He also gives her sleeping pills and tells her to put them in her father's food so she can sneak out and meet him whenever she wants. Chloe goes back home, and when her father wakes up, he finds her sitting there drawing. He apologizes for not bringing her ice cream, but she tells him it doesn't matter anymore. She accuses him of lying and says the outside world isn't evil like he claims, and that no one wants to hurt her. He tells her that her mother died because she didn't follow the rules. Chloe responds that her mother was special, and that she's special too. Then she tells him she hates him and kicks him out of her room, staring at her mother's picture until she falls asleep. She wakes up again to the same scary noise coming from the closet. When she opens it, she finds a woman crying. Looking at the photo, she realizes it's her mother. She says, "I'm Chloe, your daughter." But the woman can't believe it and starts screaming. Chloe runs out, slams the door shut, and screams in fear. When she opens it again, the woman is gone. She goes to check on her father, and finds him asleep on the couch. She takes his headphones and listens to the news he was playing. The news is talking about abnormal people, calling them monsters who break the rules, and saying that if they're found and controlled, their powers could be used to benefit society. Chloe goes back to the closet and meets her mother again, convincing her that she really is her daughter. Her mother tells her that when she died, Chloe was just a baby, but now she's all grown up. Chloe says she believes her mother is dead and that she's ready to go live with her new mom, Nancy, and her husband, Stephen. Her mother, happily, tells her she should do that and apologizes for not being there for her. Chloe then snaps out of it, leaves the closet, and tells her father that she saw her mother, and that she said Chloe could go live with Nancy and become normal. Her father refuses and locks the door. Chloe angrily tells him, "I wish you'd die." He responds that one day he actually will be killed, and she'll regret saying that. She walks away, goes to her room, takes the sleeping pills, and mixes them into her father's juice, giving it to him as an apology. But he realizes she put something in it, chases after her, finds the pills, and angrily demands to know where she got them. Chloe keeps screaming, "Sleep! Sleep!" And suddenly, without another word, he collapses to the floor. At that moment, Chloe starts crying, and her tears are actually blood running from her eyes. She grabs a lot of money and goes out to meet the ice cream truck driver. After wiping the blood from her eyes, he asks her what she's going to do with the money. She says she'll give it to Nancy and Stephen so they'll be happy and agree to let her live with them as their daughter. But he tells her he has a better idea. He takes her in the truck to meet a woman named Cecilia, who works for an agency that hunts monsters. He introduces himself as Chloe's father and says she needs protection because she's not normal. When Chloe talks about herself and her parents, Cecilia realizes the driver is lying and that he's not her father. Chloe runs away from him, but he chases after her and convinces her the plan has to work. When a chef overhears them, the ice cream man attacks him and stabs him in the eye with a pen. Cecilia rushes in and tries to stop him, but he grabs Chloe tightly, and suddenly, they both disappear. When Cecilia comes back, they're gone. They get back into the truck, and he starts telling her about a magic mountain, the place she was supposed to go with Cecilia. He explains how they were told it would be a new home where they could live freely, independent and protected from the government, but he discovered it was all a lie because of how Cecilia treated them. In reality, the old man has been doing all this because he wants to get into that place to rescue his daughter, who's being held there in the mountain. He plans to use Chloe's powers to save her. But Chloe tells him she doesn't care about any of that, she just wants to give the money to Nancy so she can become her mom. Suddenly, Chloe's father appears in front of the truck and tells her to go back inside the house. The old man tries to stop him, but Chloe's father grabs him, and they both disappear. Then he reappears and takes Chloe back home. She keeps screaming, "Let me go! Let me go!" over and over, until he finally lets her go. She runs off and is about to get hit by a speeding car, but her father, Henry, uses his superhuman strength to save her just in time. Here, Chloe discovers that her father is special too. He tells her he did all of this to protect her, and that time inside the house moves differently from the outside world. In reality, only 2 months have passed since her mother's death, but inside the house, more than 7 years have gone by. Chloe tells him she's ready to go out into the real world, so he finally lets her. He takes her to Nancy's house and offers them money to let her stay. He also promises to send them money every month, as long as they take care of her and don't tell anyone about her. At first, they try to convince Harper that Chloe will live with them, but Harper refuses, saying Chloe is strange, a monster, and that she appears to her every night. Chloe starts acting oddly and asks Stephen to tell her he loves her and that he's her father now, holding on to him tightly. Stephen is surprised, but he tells her he loves her. When she asks Nancy to love her too, Nancy refuses and tells Henry they need time to think, and that they didn't realize Chloe was this different, that she's not normal. Chloe keeps repeating, "Say you love me," until Nancy finally says it and hugs her. At that moment, blood starts running from Chloe's eyes, and Harper watches them in confusion. When Nancy snaps out of Chloe's control, she starts screaming and threatens to call the police if they don't leave. Henry quickly grabs Chloe and locks her in the closet again, telling her she can't do that to people, she can't control their feelings or force them to do what she wants. Then her mother appears to her again, hugging her and reassuring her that she's still alive. But suddenly, someone barges in and drags her mother away while she calls out to Chloe for help. When Chloe tries to follow, everything suddenly disappears. Her father tells her she must stay in the closet and locks it tightly from the outside, insisting she has to follow the rules so they can stay safe. Chloe manages to control her father again. He's holding a drill, and she almost makes him kill himself. But when he opens the door, he apologizes and hugs her. At that moment, a lot of blood comes out of her mouth, and she collapses. When she wakes up, she finds the old ice cream truck driver with her father, both waiting for her. She tells them her mother is still alive and that they need to save her. Henry and the ice cream man start arguing, blaming each other for Mary's death and for leaving her at the mountain. It's revealed that the ice cream man is Mary's father, Chloe's grandfather, named Alan. Chloe looks out the window and hears Nancy talking to a police officer, helping him track down these monsters. Chloe takes control of the officer and makes him slap Nancy across the face, then forces him to pull out his gun and nearly shoot himself, but Henry stops her. When backup arrives, they end up killing Nancy, thinking she was trying to attack the officer. Alan tries to grab Chloe and run, but she controls him and stops him. At that moment, Mary appears, tied up, with a doctor trying to experiment on her. Only Chloe and Henry can see her. The doctor and his assistant are about to kill Mary, but Chloe uses her powers to stop them, forcing the doctor to kill himself and making the assistant untie her. The doorbell rings. It's Cecilia. Henry freezes time and tells Chloe he'll handle it, and she should act normal. Cecilia comes inside, and Henry acts calm, but when he starts getting nervous, he says he has an appointment and needs to leave. She tells him she knows exactly who he is and everything about him, and that if he tries to kill her, the entire house will be blown up, since it's surrounded. She offers to help Chloe, saying she's special, and if she learns to control her abilities properly, she could be useful to humanity. Henry asks if he'll ever see Chloe again if he lets her go. Cecilia says no, they'll kill him, and he has to sacrifice himself so Chloe can live a normal life. Alan shows up and threatens Cecilia with a gun after discovering the truth, but Henry tells him to wait. Suddenly, Cecilia grabs the gun from Alan and shoots Henry. Alan disappears instantly. Cecilia then turns to Chloe and shoots at her, but the bullet doesn't hit, because her grandfather is standing in front of her, invisible, and takes the hit instead. Chloe is devastated. She uses her powers to control Cecilia and forces her to kill herself, then breaks down crying. Her grandfather reassures her that he's still alive, and then Henry reappears. It turns out he survived. Suddenly, Cecilia's device starts ringing because the police heard the gunshots. Henry tells them she's being held hostage so they won't blow up the house. At the same time, Chloe sees her mother again in the closet, trying to escape from someone who's about to kill her. Chloe controls the attacker and gives her mother the chance to fight back, forcing him to kill himself. Henry freezes time again and goes out to face the police, taking down several of them. But the situation escalates, and the police order a missile strike on the house. Chloe collapses from exhaustion as blood pours from her eyes. Her mother calls out to her, asking for help to escape since she's still trapped in the mountain. Chloe wakes up and screams with all her strength. The door opens for her mother. Meanwhile, Henry tries to slow down the missile and runs with Chloe toward the exit. The missile hits and destroys the house, but they manage to escape. When Chloe wakes up, she calls for her father and starts crying. He regains consciousness and tells her he's proud of her, that he loves her, and that he's sorry for everything he did wrong. Then he dies. Chloe cries over him, heartbroken. As she senses the police closing in, another missile suddenly strikes, wiping out everyone around her. Mary appears, hugs Chloe, and tells her she'll protect her from now on, and that they'll find a safe place to live. But Chloe refuses. She tells her mother they'll live wherever they want, and they won't hurt anyone, but if anyone tries to hurt them, they'll know how to stop them. She reassures her, saying, "Don't worry, we'll protect ourselves." Mary smiles, and the two of them rise up into the sky. And that's where the film ends. Thanks for watching. Your opinion matters, so don't forget to leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel.